Wow, Natsuki skipping club. We had poems to read. Well, now who's gonna read Sayori's poem?
Nobody.
Yuri talks way too much. This whole scene is just about getting tea. It's about getting tea. Hey, in Yuri's defense, Natsuki was talking with her. They were just doing girl chatter as they got water in a pitcher.
Yeah, usually when girls talk to each other, it takes like 10 times longer to
Yeah,
drink.
it's like the I need to go to the bathroom thing, but then they talk for like 30 minutes when they're already done using the bathroom.
You know, I've never done that. I know like a bunch of girls at school used to go in the bathroom.
It's the generic girl thing. Not every
I
girl
never.
really does that. Because a lot of the girls I met in my school didn't really do it. There's only like certain girls did that.
I've experienced it. I've like been in the bathroom, and then there's like a group of girls that come in for like 5 minutes and then they leave, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh, fuck. Gripping my umbrella tightly in my hands with its material outstretched and shielding me from the rain, I navigate to Zero's house. As I approach, I see a fancy black car pull into the driveway. Huh? Oh, that must be Zero. Maybe he was working today and couldn't tell any of us? What are the reason would he just go poof like that? Feeling relieved, I quicken my pace up the sidewalk. The driver and passenger's doors open and two women step out. One of the women uses her hand to cover her black hair as she positions her umbrella over her. The other doesn't even appear to bother since both of her hands are empty. Wait a second. I recognize one of them. That's Julia, Zero's guardian. The girl with the black hair, I don't recognize. Me neither, Nazi, because I can't see her, so we'll just say she has black hair. I don't know who the fuck she is. Does Miyuki have black hair? What hair does Miyuki have?
I don't know. I don't think they said
it. They said it at one point. I just don't remember. Blonde?
It might be blonde. Yeah.
Was she blonde? Does anyone remember Gold? I think she's blonde. Was she blonde? She had black hair? Okay, that's Miyuki.
Oh, okay.
Everyone's like, Miyuki had black hair. Okay. Thank you, chat. I keep looking at the car's back door, expecting one of them to open and Zero to step out. But that doesn't happen. Both women walk to his front door and enter. That's weird. My nervousness comes back in droves this time, and I approach the front door and knock. Before I can finish my third tap, the door opens and Julia stands behind it, barely glancing down at me. Her eyes almost as grayscaled as the sky, almost like they have no emotion in them. Other than that, the slightly broken expression on her face sends shivers all the way down my spine. Hi, Julia. Is Zero here? Excuse me. Julia speaks in a quiet, raspy tone, gesturing that she wants to get past me. Oh, I'm sorry. I stepped to the side to allow her through, expecting her to ask me what I was there for. But nothing. She walks past me back to the parked car, holding a small box in her hands. Doesn't even look at me, like I don't exist. What the hell is going on here? I'm starting to seriously get worried for Zero. Julia, is Zero okay? She stops walking to the car and turns her head slightly. The silence we share almost makes me want to scream. I keep expecting her to say something, but it looks as if she's fighting to not speak. Water now considerably dripping from her hair, she turns away and returns to the car. Cursing under my breath, I open the front door and enter Zero's house. Walking into the living room, it looks as if the couch is removed off-center from each other. This isn't the living room.
It's not. Maybe they called the wrong background.
Other than that, everything seems fine, so I'll check his room. I get to the already open door and walk into his room. Hey, dummy, are you in here? To my dismay, he isn't anywhere to be found. Ugh. Take a seat on the foot of the bed and sigh. Isn't nice to make a girl worry, Zero. Ain't that the truth? A sudden woman's voice from the hallway startles me. It's the girl who arrived at Julia. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare you. No, it's okay. I was just looking for Zero. I see. Are you his... I'm Natsuki, his, girlfriend. My face grows slightly hot as I say that word. Ah, so you're Natsuki. Zero has mentioned you quite a bit. He has? I mean, are you a friend of his? Oh no, I just know Julia. I'm only here for her, basically. I see. I don't suppose you would know where Zero is, would you? No, I'm afraid I do not. I'm sorry. She leans against the doorway and crosses her arms. I hate to do this, but I gotta ask you to leave now. We're about to leave ourselves, and we need to lock up. Right. Oh, they didn't tell her. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it's not really. I mean, it's like it's not really Natsuki's business to know that he's dead, technically. Cause like in his line of work, he's not even supposed to have a romantic like partner. So it's like them not telling Natsuki is kind of good because it's not really her business. It's like they're not. She's not really. Technically, she's not supposed to be romantically involved. The girl escorts me out of the house and locks the front door behind us. Gives me a quick farewell wave and gets into the car. I return the wave and start to walk back home, disappointed. But still, he's dead, so tell her. But the thing is, it's not her business! Because I want to point out, you guys are yelling at Miyuki for not telling her. Julia didn't tell her either. That's why I'm like, it's technically not Natsuki's business to know. Because MC isn't, to be fair, MC isn't even supposed to be romantically involved anyways. They never should have to deal with telling a significant other. That's what I was like, so it's like, it's technically not her business to know when one of their agents died. MC is Connor from Detroit. He's just gonna come, another MC spawn. They just have to move his memory banks. You'll be fine. Also, be a security breach tells civilian that one of their agents died. Exactly. That's another thing I was about to bring up. Thank you, Libatina. Is that, yeah, they can't just be telling everybody that one of their agents died. We can rebuild him. We have the technology. Wake up, Lieutenant. Wake up, Julia. It's me, Zero. He just comes back. Sorry for the wait, ma'am. Miyuki closes the passenger door and puts on her seatbelt. I insert my key into the ignition and start the engine. Afterward, I just rest both my hands on the steering wheel, staring out the window and watching Natsuki walk away. I should have told her. No! Bad! Bad! I mean, I don't know. It's like, well, see, from Miyuki not telling her, it made sense. Julia, maybe it would make more sense because she knows about the whole thing with Natsuki. But I mean, I'm not gonna blame her for not telling her, is my point. If she wants to tell her, fine. But it's like, by not telling her, I don't blame her for not telling her. Instead of putting her worried mind to rest, I ignored her. Another mistake I made. Ma'am, it'll be okay. I don't think you're in any condition to break that kind of news to anyone right now. That too. I guess you're right. Ignoring the unceasing burning in my eyes, I shift gears and back out of the driveway. I'll tell her when I can come to accept what I've done. Okay, so now this is Natsuki. See, again, I wish there was some sort of indication of whose point of view I'm switching to. Like, luckily, I can tell it's Natsuki because we're at the school. While I return to school, I try my best to get Julia's facial expression out of my mind. I like the rain, it looks nice. It was like she was a completely different person than the one I've seen before. Over the time I've known Zero, I've met Julia only a few times, but this is still a night and day difference from how she usually is. Well, maybe she was just having a bad day. That would explain why she wasn't talkative, right? And that girl with her couldn't tell me anything about Zero, so I left his house with more questions than I'd started with. I reached the gates of the school and quickly get under a roofed area to shield me from the rain. Closing my umbrella and tucking it to the side of my backpack, I reach in my pocket and grab my phone. The timing is perfect. A few minutes before the club would usually end. I rest for a little while, get a drink of water, and start walking home. Before I put my phone back inside my pocket, I send a message to Zero. Hey, are you okay? I haven't heard from you all day, and I just want to make sure. I stare at the messaging screen, praying for something to happen. But of course, I get no response. Sighing dejectedly, I return my phone to my pocket, reopen my umbrella, and start walking home. They want us to believe he's dead. Exactly, Holly. I know what this mod's doing too. They don't think I know. You're trying to make me sit here and be like, oh no, guys, Natsuki doesn't know. I know what you're doing, but I'm too strong for you. The tears won't shed. Also because I think it's been a while since I think it's like I don't know. It's been a while since I've cried at a mod. Longer Roads was that last one, and that was surprising. He's playing dead. He's a dog. I do like Natsuki's house. Look, she has 3 boxes of different colored things. Natsuki has a nice ass house. What the fuck? Closing the front door behind me. I take off my shoes and leave them near the door on a small mat. I tie my umbrella closed and leave it next to the door as well, walking to the kitchen. Hope Dad got something I can have as an after-school snack. I'm starving. Opening the fridge, I scour around for anything that my father wouldn't miss if I'd eaten. But he usually has a very keen eye on this, so my hopes aren't too high. But much to my surprise, I see a bunch of fresh apples sitting in one of the crisper drawers. I quickly grab one and run it under the sink, washing off anything gross that sits on the skin. Okay, well, you know what? But you know what, Natsuki? We gotta wash off the apple. What'd the apple do to you? After turning off the water, I take a bite into it, and the taste is amazing. I question why it tastes so good, but the violent rumble in my stomach answers. Father's door opens upstairs, which sends me into a panic craze to finish my apple. But before I could take another few bites, he turns the corner and stops in the doorway. Natsuki, what are you eating? An apple? An apple? You mean the brand new ones I bought for my shakes? I'm sorry, I didn't know. His hand wraps around my wrist, or yanks me toward him and snatches the apple out of my hand. What? Did your boyfriend not make you food like he did yesterday? Rotates the apple in his hand and then throws it in the trash can. Actually, no, he didn't. He wasn't at school today. So you just come home and start eating my food with reckless abandon, huh? I'm sorry, I was just only going to have one. I'm really hungry. Do not raise your voice at me! He raises his hand like he's going to slap me, which makes me cower down and cover my face with my hands. You know, my sweet daughter, I don't understand how you're going so wrong. I raised you to be a respectable and submissive young lady. But here you are, raising your voice at me like you're the one in charge and acting like you own everything. I own everything here. You own nothing. Tears start to sting my eyes and I start to breathe heavily. I hate it when he says this stuff to me. I try my best, but it's never good enough for him. When are you not going to be a disappointment? I buy you nice clothes, I spend money on your textbooks, I teach you manners, I even spend time out of my day to make sure you're keeping up with your studies so you become successful in life. You don't do any of that! You only buy me clothes you think I'm cute in. Textbooks were loaned to me by the school. You didn't pay a single dime for them. I learned my manners from Mom, but I lost them over time because of how crude you are. You only care about my grades because you just want bragging rights to people. You don't actually care how I do. You don't even help me when I ask. You don't care at all. I wave my arms out and gingerly stomp on the ground as I scream at him. He takes a step back, surprised at my sudden outburst. His face starts to turn red and he balls his hands in the fists. Yeah, that wasn't the best idea, Natsuki. Why, you ungrateful little bitch! Walks over to me and wraps his right hand around my throat, shoving me into the fridge. His hand tightens around my throat as he lifts me up against it. How dare you speak to your father in such a manner? You are to respect me. He starts to breathe heavily and squeezes my throat even harder. Dad, I can't breathe. Shut up! I don't care at all, huh? Well, I guess that's it. He pulls me away from the fridge and drops me to the ground. My knees slam against the tile floor, pain shooting through them as they make contact. As I cough and try to regain my breath, Dad starts to walk out of the room. Go to your room. If I see you out of your room at all tonight, I'm going to throw you out. You can go stay with your super duper great boyfriend and his burden and be his burden for once. And since I don't care at all, I don't see a reason anymore to make dinner for you. With that, he leaves, and I hear him march up the stairs. Tears start to drip down my cheeks and drain all my bodily energy. I don't even think I can manage to get up from the floor. I just want to sit here and cry. Natsuki, what did I just say? I'm going to my room, okay? Lifting myself off the flooring of the kitchen, I shamble up the stairs and into my room. So is anyone getting exit music vibes right now? You mean just Natsuki route vibes? I feel like Natsuki getting abused by her father is pretty basic Natsuki stuff. Well, that's all I was like. So I'm just getting Natsuki route vibes. But yeah, oof. Natsuki's dad is quite the tyrant. He'd be out here choking people. Bro, he bought apples for his shakes, too. What the hell? I just realized this. This man is supposed to eat apples, too. Man buying apples for his shakes. And this is just Natsuki route vibes. Yeah, Rella agrees. Is that the stream then? No, we're gonna continue a little longer. It's not over. Hi, Eagle. It's not over. We're gonna continue a bit. Don't worry. It's a common trend. You know, me and Rella look like complete, like, monsters. Because we're just like, yeah, Natsuki getting abused is pretty common. Like it just doesn't fit, like it's just such a normal thing. But the sad part is, it basically is. Well, it's true though. It's like it basically is. It's like that's the bad part. That's the bad part. This is what DDLC mods make you, man. They make you to where you're like, yeah, that's pretty normal now. Yuri's arm being cut. You know. The usual Friday. Like, it's just like, geez, it's made us into these fucking monsters who can just accept that. Natsuki getting abused? Is it Saturday already? Jesus. But anyway, yeah, let me... Tell me where she doesn't get abused. There's definitely a mod probably where she doesn't get abused. I just haven't played it yet, probably. But I know Summer Hope actually makes her dad like an actual, like, you feel bad for him, and I actually give Summer Hope credit for that, actually. Like, I give Summer Hope major props for that. But yeah. But just because making Natsuki's dad a dick isn't like a bad thing though. I mean, if you want to make him a dick, you can make him a dick. He probably is a dick, so. But yeah, let's go back with sad Natsuki. Zero knows so much about DLC that he's expecting certain plot points. I mean, I guess so. It's kind of how it goes. Donkeys and dragons! Wait! Techno Rave is right! She doesn't get abused in Donkeys and Dragons! That's why it's S tier! It's so good. Did you know originally my intent was to make Matsumoto look like a pretty decent guy, but then I got a much better idea. I mean, I just like that Summer Hope did it because no one else did it. Like, I like that Summer Hope I think it was like Summer Hope, and I think even Purist made it that her dad wasn't like a monster, and he was just a guy who just kind of fucked up, and he felt bad. And I was like, I kind of liked how different that was. But again, it's like making him a dick isn't a bad thing. I'm fine with Dick Suki. Dick Dad Suki. He's Dick Suki. The door latches closes behind me. The door latch closed behind me. The door latch is closed behind me.
Yeah.
The door latch closed behind me.
Latches.
Latch is closed?
Right.
Okay. Because I was like, because my tongue was fucking with me. The door latch is closed behind me. Yeah, okay. It's being used as a verb. Okay. I thought I was trying to say the door latch, but it's the door is latching. I thought I was trying to say the noun. Like, I was like, and I was getting confused. The door latch is closed behind me, and I quickly turn the knob to lock it. Afterward, I stand still next to my door and look at the ground. All my emotions start to fill me like a bathtub, as becoming the only means of escape for them. Through my tears, I lie down on my bed and rest my head in my hands. Out of the corner of my eye, a little brown stuffed bear catches my eye. Oh, it's Insuika. Natsuki, she's in the chat gonna yell at me because I said that wrong. I don't know how I'm gonna say that. I quickly run to grab him and return to my bed to lie down in the middle of it. His cute little black eyes make me smirk through my sadness. If I'm ever not around to protect you, he will be. Those words come directly from my heart and trigger me to hug the stuffed bear. I really wish you were here with me right now. I don't know where you are or what's going on with you. I hope you're okay. I just want to see you again and hug you. I speak those words silently, and some part of me hoping it gets to him. As feasible of an attempt as that is, I know nothing will come of it. My efforts to comfort myself don't go as planned, and they only make me feel more weak and vulnerable. You can go stay with your super duper great boyfriend and be his burden for once. Am I really a burden on him? Did what happened yesterday at the club drive him off? No, that can't be true. I'm sure he won't just leave us behind and be scared away easily like that. God, I hope not. I realize that every time I happen to speak to myself, I make things harder. So I close my mouth or remain silent. Sniffling through my tears, I close my eyes and try to rest. You said it right for once, probably. Oh, I didn't know if I said it right. I feel like I said it wrong. I don't know. Monica, is that what happens when you can't talk to me? Do you hug your Monica plush that I got you?
When, at night.
Aw.
Like, when I'm about to go to sleep or something.
Ew, you hug your plush? That's disgusting. You baby.
I hug a pillow too, and guess what you do as well?
No, I don't do that. I was talking about you hugging the plush. This was talking about how Natsuki said she hugged the bear, and I was like, do you hug the plush I got you? When you're sad?
Yeah.
I was just asking. So it's true!
And then I was like, I also hug my pillow, which is something you also do.
That's not something I do, though. I just sleep crazily. I have Monica muted because she's trying to expose me right now. So you guys can't hear her. You guys can't hear her because Monica's trying to expose me right now, so we're just trying to keep that. Are you you're unmuted now? Are you now going to be good?
I mean, you're just gonna meet me again, so I guess I have to be.
Because I knew what you were trying to get with this.
See?
Yeah, why are you bullying Zero? Exactly, Neclear. Monica trying to out here spreading rumors?
I didn't know.
Trying to say that I hug things. I sleep.
Nah.
Mean Zero. Censorship. It went from me asking about the plush I got you to fucking Monica trying to expose me. Ah, alright. Let us proceed. What is happening here? Oh, Julia's signing things. Julia's signing documents, of course my favorite. Is this going on YouTube? They always go on YouTube. I finished my signature in my own little curve, finishing up the authorization for orders. It should be more than enough to grant me full authority to take over this investigation. The agent we took into custody has been completely silent since we arrested him. Ugh, just wish I could have put a bullet in his head for what he did. Thank God for Yuki convincing me to stop. Otherwise, it would be long gone by now. Now I look back on it, I've never reacted that way before. I guess the sudden shock of losing one of the only people I had left to care for here really sent me over the edge. Even now, the shock of what happened still permeates my body. With every pump of blood my heart forces through my veins, I can't help but feel overwhelmed by remorse. I promise, Zero, I'll put an end to this. That's one thing I can do, to say I'm sorry. Granted, sorry will never be enough to atone for what I've done. Never will be, and that's something I'll just have to live with from now on, no matter what. To make things worse, locked up when Natsuki showed up at his house. She was his girlfriend and was probably worried sick about him, and I just ignored her. Now I mentioned something to Miyuki in the car at the time, but it still lingers in my mind. How am I going to explain what happened to Zero and tell her I was the cause of it? That if I haven't done what I did? I thought to trail off it enough to maintain my bearing. Well, moving past that grievance, I take a look down at the stack of papers I just reviewed. They're internal affair forms that I have specifically drafted and signed that would allow me to seize control of the investigation from this point onward. This includes the interrogation of the agent we detained and any further cohorts. And right now I have him locked in a confinement room away from the general building. I have 2 deck agents as access control, and only Miyuki and I have access to the room. Our keycards are the only ones able to badge into it. And, as an added security benefit, I have real-time alerts set up for anyone who attempts to open the door. I'm not taking any chances with this. Using everything available to me. After recent events, the admin has no problem pushing these papers through. After all, Zero was my agent. Having a quiet but powerful sigh from my lungs, I staple the papers together and slide them into a manila envelope. Next, take a solid black permanent marker and write J4219 CCLAURG 101320XX across the top overlap. J being my first initial, 4219 being Zero's agent number, LAIA being internal affairs, and URG meaning urgent. This is usually how requests and forms like this are docketed. The date attached is in a formal designating classified information. I lick the manila envelope closed and then click my tongue to get rid of the god-awful adhesive taste. Alright, now that it's done, time to handle the only problem I have left. Monica, I really do appreciate it. I was mostly joking, you know? Yes, she was saying that I hug my pillow sometimes. That's it's cute though that you were trying to be like, no, he doesn't want me to say it. Thank you, Monica. You're sweet. Boom, I was right. It wasn't that hard to figure out, Sean. She literally said it twice before I muted her. It wasn't that hard. After I drop off the envelope to the Internal Affairs office, I give Miyuki a call and inform her that I'm going to question the agent. She acknowledges it and says she and the deck agents are waiting. The sun beams down on the campus as I walk across the beautifully cleaned asphalt. A little brisk out here, but it isn't anything to complain about. Make a right turn away from the parking lot and then start down a lonely concrete sidewalk. It leads me along the outer border of the campus toward an ominous-looking gray building that you would expect to see in a high-security prison. Which would make sense, because that is essentially what it is. The building is where we hold agents and other individuals for a number of reasons that are deemed appropriate by admin. Every time I approach it, I get somewhat intimidated just by the way it's incorporated into everything. I get to the front doors and enter, heading down a dimly lit hallway to a door that 3 people stand in front of. Hello, ma'am. Hello, Miyuki. Agents. And now to all 3 of them. I'm going inside. No one is here to follow me. Miyuki, perform a checkup in 3 minutes, and every 2 minutes afterwards. Yes, ma'am. I swipe my keycard into a black access control panel, and a loud metallic click of the door unlocking echoes through the desolate hallway. I open the door and step inside. Pitch black room swallows me as the door closes behind me. Pressing a button near the door, the room lights up to expose the rogue agent. He is seated against the corner of the room and looks up at me. But you know what? We're gonna stop it here.
No.
He is seated against the wall in the corner of the room and looks up at me. Hello, Julia. You're going to talk to me? Because I'm not in the mood to play childish games with you. That's a shame. What uses it to keep me here, then? You know I'm not going to talk. So you would rather spend the rest of whatever time you have left in this darkened room? He doesn't respond and shrugs his shoulders. Because I control how long of a life you live now. I can do whatever I want with you. Or, you can just tell me what I want to know and I'll let you go. What? You're lying. No, I'll grant you blanket immunity for ousting anyone else involved in your little scheme. And what if I operated alone, huh? What then? You didn't act alone. You were taking orders. He tries to speak, but I cut him off by raising my hand. I know you're kind. I deal with your kind. I am your kind. Not attempt to bullshit a bullshitter. I know you were taking orders and that this wasn't just a one-time event for you to one-up a four-digit. Four-digit that couldn't defend himself. What better time to take him out? Kinda like you right now, eh? Pfft, you wish. What's to stop me from doing exactly to you what you did to Zero? I reach into my suit pocket and pull out the Garrett wire that was used to strangle Zero. Oh, okay, so Julia probably isn't a part of the plan then. Actually, no, maybe she is. His eyes widen slightly, but he maintains his bearing and fortitude. What's stopping you is information. You want information that I have, and if you kill me, you won't get it. I'll get what I want one way or another. I reach down and grip his throat with my right hand, making sure my nails dig into his skin. Urgh. Why did you go after Zero? Because I felt like it. I squeeze harder against his neck. Care to elaborate? No. I release my grip on his throat and quickly slam my left hand against his temple, throwing him into the wall. You bitch. Grab onto his hair and pull him up to his knees. No. You have it backward. I lean forward and put my face inches from his. I was just about to say, yeah, she's gonna say that. You're the bitch. You're my bitch. He swings his head back, preparing to headbutt me, but I lean away from him fast enough to kick him in the chest and send him flying back into the wall. He looks back up toward me, rage burning in his eyes. The sound of the metallic lock being released causes us to look at the door. When it opens, Miyuki peers her head in and locks eyes with me. Everything going fine, ma'am? I straighten my posture and put my waist and leg down. Yes, thank you. She nods in for information and closes the door. Turning back to the strained man on the floor, and I lower myself to his eye level again. If you don't want to talk, that's fine. You can always write. I retrieve a small piece of metal from my suit pocket and push up against the wall. What are you doing? Open your mouth. What? She speaks that as she speaks that word. What? As he speaks that word. Yeah. As he speaks that word, I jam the piece of metal into his mouth, forcing it open. Ugh. You'll have to excuse me. I don't quite have my orthodontist agree yet. I slide out a small self-defense knife and raise it to his mouth. He grunts and his eyes widen, evidently shocked by what I intend to do. Why do you look so shocked? I said it's fine if you don't talk. Using my index, middle finger, and thumb, I grab onto his tongue and force it out of his mouth. He struggles and wrists his tongue against my fingers, and it makes me slightly nauseated. Feels like I'm trying to grab a lean piece of raw steak. The tip of the blade rests against the top of his tongue, and he starts to freak out. You can always write what I want to know down. Oh, that reminds me. Are you a righty or a lefty? He just stares at me, panic in his eyes. I just need to know so I know what hand to spare. You don't need the other fingers, do you? When I finish that sentence, he starts to scream and thrash around, causing my blade to just slightly cut into his tongue. Stop freaking out! You'll make me nick something I don't want to. He freezes instantly, grunting like he's trying to say something. What is that? I can't hear you over having me in your mouth. Are you going to talk? After a brief second, he nods yes. I remove both the knife and the brace from his mouth. Gah. The fuck is wrong with you? Funny to hear that coming from you. Considering what you did, I think this is mild. Stand up and rub my hands on my pants, trying to get the man's saliva off my fingers. Now, start talking to me about this attack on your peer. Peer? That's a funny word for it. He was a fellow agent! No, he was not. He wasn't from my division. He was not my friend. He was not my brother. The men I work with are my brothers, not that wuss of a lone wolf. The only reason you're in your position is because of him. Now that he's gone, what's left for you? More than you can possibly imagine. Well, not like I care anyway. I did what I was supposed to. Why? He doesn't respond and looks down at the concrete floor. I asked you a goddamn question! My hands sting after the intense impact against the agent's temple. Why did you do it? Because I was told to. By who? Remains remains silent and looks up at me, fury in his pupils. By who? I can't tell you. Why not? Because if I do, they'll kill me. If you don't, I'll kill you. Then I guess I'm fucked either way. He sits back and looks calmly at me. The Eastern Branch. What about them? The Eastern Branch asked me to take out the Reaper. You're kidding me. No, Julia. I had my arm pulled behind my back. If I didn't kill him, they would have killed my family. Who in the Eastern Branch ordered this? Malignant nonsense! I wish I could tell you, but that's all I know. No, you're lying to me about this. Maybe I am, and maybe I'm not. I've said all I wanted to. You aren't going to get anything else from me. Oh, no. You and I aren't done yet. I want names, I want dates, and I want times. He smirks cockily at me and turns his head away. Fine, I'll play your game. The metallic lock clicks, and once again, like clockwork, Miyuki sticks her head in. Ma'am, checking in. Miyuki, can you bring in the 2 deck agents out there with you? Yeah, of course. Miyuki waves both the agents in, and they comply. They look between me and their restrained captive curiously. Will you fine gentlemen mind lending me a hand with a pest problem I have? I rub my wrist and look both agents in their eyes. They nod in agreement. Perfect. Let's start. Okay, so now I'm Miyuki.
I'm a chef at this masquerade, hiding both face and mind, free for you to draw. I'm a chef, what a strategy, but don't take off my mask, revealing dark.